I represent mining companies and investment banks in connection with corporate finance and securities matters in Canada and internationally. I was drawn to the area because of the dynamic practice that Cassels has. And since then, I've really appreciated and enjoyed practicing in that area because of the changing nature of the regulatory environment and the business environment in which we deal. I think the area of my practice that I value the most is the depth of the relationship that I've been able to establish with my clients. I've been very fortunate in being able to develop a client base with people that I have a lot in common with and that I actually like. So when you have that type of relationship, it's easy to build and foster a trusting environment. And when you're working the long hours that we do, representing our clients, and if you have that relationship and you respect and get along with those people, whether it be on a day-to-day basis or whether you're standing shoulder to shoulder with them in connection with a stressful transaction, it makes it all worthwhile. A few years ago, I was retained by a company in connection with a fairly high-profile M&A transaction that unfortunately turned into a high-profile and very public proxy battle. And at the beginning of the transaction, I drafted a memo for the CEO outlining the potential pitfalls that could prevent us from doing what we want to accomplish. And in looking back at it, unfortunately, it read more like a transactional history than it did a scare memo provided at the beginning of the transaction, because everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. That being said, in that 4-month period, I learned more than I did probably in the 4 years practice before that. At the very beginning of my career, I was told by my mentor that to be truly successful in the practice of law, I needed to take control of my career. So that was obviously pretty scary for a first-year associate to hear, but it is some advice that I took to heart. And I think that advice and that mentoring that I received instilled a level of autonomy in me that helped me succeed at such a young age. I'm very involved in a charity called Right to Play. Right to Play is a Canadian-based international charity that uses sport and play for the development of children in some very underprivileged areas of the world. I've seen firsthand the positive effects that the charity has had on children, and I'm very honored to be part of that charity.